Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Circle podcast. Today, it's just me, MJ. However, I am being joined by a wonderful guest. Today, we have Lucas Lachapelle. He has been working with our agency over the last couple of months here at SDRJ, and we're really excited to have you. Hi, Lucas. Welcome to the Circle.
Hello, MJ. Hello, everybody.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. I think you're going to be one of our first youth representatives that we're going to have on this podcast. So you're setting the groundwork. We're very excited to have you.
Okay. A big bar to set.
It's fine. So Lucas, I want you to tell me a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself to everyone listening.
Okay, so a little bit about me. I've just recently got into the social service work field. Still in school as a student currently. So I started my first year last year. I just began my second semester yesterday, actually. So pretty exciting stuff. I actually did my first placement through the City of Greater Sudbury, the Department of Community Development. And through that, I was fortunate to be able to meet Jackie. And then I became a summer student. So we did that through Canada Summer Jobs. And I was very lucky to get to work alongside Pina for the majority of the summer. And I got to do a lot of fun stuff, a lot of very tough work and very interesting work. So it's a little bit about me, what I've been up to recently. So
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm born in Sudbury as well. So I'm from the community originally. I'd like to say
Sudbury native.
Yep.
I love that. Well, first of all, welcome to SDRJ. I know it's a couple months late. As most of you know, I work remotely, so I am based out of North Bay, but I have had the opportunity to sit down and chat with Lucas in person a couple times, and I've heard nothing but great work, both from the work that you did with the city, but also the work you've been doing with Pina. She has been just blown away by the amount of passion that you've shown, how much you've grown since you've been with us, and you've really strengthened our agency. So just on behalf of SDRJ, you've heard me say this before, but thank you so much for all of the work that you've put in. Now, talking about restorative justice, when you were coming in to the field of social work, did you ever think you'd work in a restorative justice-based agency?
Well, I'll even one up that. I didn't even know what restorative justice was. So going into it, I had actually no clue at all what this agency was, anything about it, what it did. And that's kind of how I got into this field in the first place. I didn't really know much about the social services, but I kind of looked into it a little bit, and I felt it would be something for me, and I found a great passion through it, and I really like the work that I'm doing, and I enjoy being here. So I didn't really know anything about it, like at all. So yeah, I guess I've learned quite a bit so far.
Absolutely. So yeah, you're in the same boat, definitely, as I know I was when I was a placement student. So again, similar story. I'm a graduate from Cambrian College. I work in communications. That's what I do. However, I did meet Jackie through a third party, and fast forward 3 years and here I am. But coming in originally, I remember I had a lot to learn about restorative justice. I didn't know what any of it was. It wasn't a concept that that had ever come across anything that I'd ever seen before. And I'm not from Sudbury, so it was a brand new experience. So I remember that feeling of trying to learn as you go. But it seems like you've really gotten a really good grasp on it. If I had to ask you in your own words, how would you now, with the experience you have, define restorative justice?
So I've learned a lot so far. I'd say I'd start with my own growth. I've seen a lot of strength and like resilience are my two biggest things I've learned through it. You have to be very strong to do this sort of work. And you have to be very resilient because there are a lot of days that are going to be challenging. And that's what I've learned first of all, but I've also learned to navigate situations. And I'm starting to learn that I'm capable of doing these things. So I'm very happy for that. The work has really taught me, though, to respect, to treat everyone with respect. I really felt like I already felt in myself that I had a true feeling of like genuine positive regard when meeting anybody. So this kind of aligned perfectly with where I was at. Um, I believe it like really informs the youth on how like their behaviors and actions have had an effect on others and how to best like understand in tough situations how to react. So I could go on about this, but it's a crucial time in human lives. I like honestly the external support to be provided for youth. I think it's a real major benefit for them, and it could really contribute to the success of the youth. So I really believe in this, and I'm very happy to be here.
I love to hear that. And you're right, respect is one of the huge pillars of restorative justice for sure. And I think you touched on that really well. And I also like that you mentioned the external supports because that's essentially what we're doing. I know you've been doing a lot of work for Project Connect Us and working with the kids over there. And that's a great example of the external supports that we're providing for these youth and, you know, showing that the powers of restorative justice aren't just for the criminal justice system. They can be incorporated across community in terms of strengthening and building community. Do you want to talk a little bit about your time working for Project Connect Us over at 1960 Paris?
Yeah. So, yeah, my time was very brief there. Actually, I've only been in briefly, but it was very good. We got to spend a lot of time with the youth. A lot of them are very artistic. They're very good at drawing. We played some games. It's always good fun there. It's a great space that we can collaborate with the youth and kind of also at the same time be able to teach them skills, how to react in situations and how to treat others with respect. And I really enjoyed my time there. So it was good being there for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of nice having the on the ground work, right? Where it's one thing sitting in an office or, you know, attending briefings or going through case studies or, you know, doing the textbook work, the theory, but actually going in and making a real impact and seeing the look on some of the kids' faces, especially when you're playing games with them. Like it's something so simple, but it can be so monumental for them. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? That
absolutely.
I think is fantastic. And from what I've heard, you had a great time with the kids and, you know, they loved having you there as well as Peanut, all of our other amazing, amazing employees here at SDRJ. But yeah, no, that's fantastic. So moving along, I wanted to talk more about where you think you're going to go from here. I want to know more about Lucas and how restorative justice has kind of shifted your focus now as you move forward in your life. You won't be with our agency forever. As sad as that is, I wish we could keep you forever. It would be fantastic. Um, Moving forward, and even in your personal life, how do you think restorative justice has changed you?
Yeah, like I said a little bit before, I think it really taught me a lot about resilience and strength. It's taught me to like how to react better in situations, but also like it's given me more. Like I was already a very patient person, but it really makes me more patient and able to kind of like analyze the situation more and be aware of like active listening skills and really focus on treating all individuals with the utmost respect. Um, I mean, this genuinely like what I felt I wanted to do wasn't like my second or third option. It was what I wanted to do. It was what I chose. I'm really happy to be here. I can see that through this, I really have the capability to affect a lot of lives. We get to spend time with so many people in the community and really like the impact I could have. Like I'm starting to understand more that it's very important. So I need to make sure I'm best prepared in all situations to treat everybody the same and give the best support I can to everybody. Um, I really like with restorative justice, I felt that we reviewed like the stages of the brain development and how the brain reacts to situations. So, and we provide much needed support and a strong mindset for people who are in need of support in a critical time. So I enjoy being there to do that and being there to just be with everybody. It's great.
Whenever we're teaching, so you're familiar with the conflict management coaching sessions by the sound of it. You did mention, I think you nailed it right on the head, like making sure you're making that connection. make
Yep.
sure that it kind of sticks. You know what I mean? You are going to be a part of the generation that is the new face of restorative justice, and I'm so happy to hear that. It's so great to have a youth's perspective because, again, it's one thing for us to stand here and educate as much as we can about restorative justice, but hearing about the change that it makes, even just in your own life. You came in a few months ago with zero clue of how the brain worked, what
Yep.
restorative justice was, what the benefits of RJ could be, what the practices are. And not only have you gotten to learn how to educate others, you've learned how to educate yourself. And it really does sound like you're going to implement these things in your life going forward, which is so important.
Yeah. Restorative justice has been an amazing part of my life, honestly. And I really just hope to continue on. And I really love being here. So that's all I can say.
I love that. That is fantastic, Lucas. Is there anything that you wanted to add? I know that you did have some stuff when you came in earlier today that you wanted to talk about. The
Okay.
floor is
Well,
yours.
the floor is mine. Okay, great. So I do have a few things. I guess I'd like to say. I mean, it could be lengthy, but I'll keep it. I'll keep it short. I'll keep it short. For each one, so currently, I've been asked to stay on as a employee with working out of Community Thrive. I know our recent podcast, there was a recent one about Project Connect, but we've actually started a new one. It's the Balmoral Apartments, so 720 Bruce Avenue.
Yeah.
And we're trying to do very similar things to what is done at Project Connect. So we're there talking to residents 3 days a week, spending time with them, getting to know them, having conversations. We provide food every second Monday. Me and my lovely coworkers, we love to make some great food. So they seem to enjoy it. They seem to really enjoy it. So
Wait a
it's all,
second, hang on. Is this breaking news? Are you going to be working over at Community Thrive?
I guess so. Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. Anybody listening who is over at 720 Bruce Avenue, go see Lucas. Go and partake in Community Thrive activities. There's so many cool things going on. If you're not familiar with Community Thrive, please visit our website. Please take a look at our programming and look for Community Thrive. Go see Lucas. Sorry, go ahead, carry on.
Absolutely.
I'm just so excited.
Yes, that is the news. Yeah. So we are going to be there Monday to Wednesday. We're always there. We like to play games outside. We do some games. And also, I know in the last one of the recent podcasts there, I think it was actually the last podcast you guys did, you talked about the murals at Rumball.
Yes.
Or 1960 Paris. And actually, we've just completed, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we completed murals at 720 Bruce. They're their own kind of murals, but also done by Live Laugh Love. Wallace was again very grateful for Wallace to be able to bring his very talented artists over, and we made some great paintings. Everybody got along. The community, they seemed to really enjoy it. They were out there also painting. So it was really great experience to be able to see everybody kind of laugh and just paint for the day and stuff. And it took about a week, but it was really amazing
The
job.
community, what are they calling it? The Community Beautification Project. That's what it was.
Okay.
I saw pictures of it. I actually got the chance to post some of them on the Facebook page for Community Thrive, but you guys are completely done now, eh?
Yes. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's all done. Yep. Absolutely.
That's so exciting. Well, first of all, what was that experience like? Did you get your hands on a paintbrush or two?
I did. I knew I was, and for some reason that day I just wasn't expecting it. I'm like, oh, I got to change of clothes, so I got on my shorts. I got the paintbrush, and I got going. So
There you go.
yeah.
Right on. That's so cool. And it was probably really interesting getting to know, the residents kind of on a different level. So some
Yep.
people who might not be interested in coming out to the regular nights.
Exactly.
So Monday through Wednesday, very similar to Project Connect, Community Thrive does various activities over at 720 Bruce Ave. And that includes, the cooking, which apparently is a huge hit.
Yes.
But this community beautification project was something entirely different. And it really does, by the looks of the photos, like a lot of people were excited about this, which is great. So what was that like for you, kind of feeling that excitement and almost like that energy from all these wonderful people that you're meeting?
The thing that really excited me was hearing people's responses like during it and after, just like how much they felt like more connected to their building by seeing something that they felt like we did this one, there's fish. So it really presented like a lot of like the lakes in Sudbury and like the fish there. We made a shuffleboard in the back. They painted I think it was an electric box they painted as well, and like everything, the residents really loved it. It was very high energy. There was people sitting down just watching us as well, and it was great to just hear from everybody, like, and see everybody get out there and do that during the day as well. So
That's so cool. Next time I'm in Sudbury, I'm gonna have to swing by and go take a look
yeah.
because you guys definitely put in a lot of work. Like the photos I was receiving from Jackie, our executive director, for those who may not know, she was sending me pictures of the progress. I'm like, oh my gosh, like you guys were busting butt. You were out there for quite a bit. I was surprised at how much work you got done in such little time. That's why when you said it was completed, I'm like, really? That was fast.
Oh
You guys did it really quick.
yeah, and it looks amazing, and
Oh,
residents love it so far. So it's been great all around.
good. That's fantastic. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention, Lucas?
Um, no, I think I got that. Bruce is a main thing that I'm gonna be mainly focusing on myself. I've actually been watching the podcast episodes recently, so I've been a little familiar on it. So I do know that most of the topics I would cover, and a lot of the stuff I learned being a student was actually is already covered on this podcast. So it's great. Like as a student, I got to learn a lot about the I got to be in part of the rapid mobilization table, the violence threat risk assessments. I was able to do the part of the legal navigation, healthy relationships, conflict management. I was fortunate to also be able to do 2 school presentations. So I was able to go and present in front of a classroom full of students and
Tina
present
put you to work, didn't she?
like all amazing experiences. Like I got to learn something from everything, and there's still a lot to be learned, and I know there's still more that I still haven't really got through, and I'm so excited to keep learning here and love being here. It's amazing.
Well, we're happy to have you. I'm really grateful to hear that you've had a great time with us. And, Pina's a fantastic mentor. And I'm so sad that she's not here today. She's my co host for these usual things.
Yeah.
But she is unavailable today, which is kind of sucky, but that's okay. We'll have to catch her on the next one. Lucas, if you have nothing else to add, I wanted to take a moment and thank you on behalf of SDRJ and on behalf of the Circle podcast. Thank you for being here with me today. And thank you for all the hard work that you've been putting in. And it's so lovely to hear a perspective from someone who came from outside of our organization with no experience, going through it, going through all the experiences you've been through, and then coming out and sharing with me what you've learned. Getting that youth perspective is so, so important, especially in order for our agency to continue growing, but also for us to make sure that we're on the right path and showing us ways, you can make us better. You have strengthened our agency so much. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. That's such a big compliment, MJ. I really appreciate it. But I need to also say thank you to you too for everything you do for us. You're the absolute glue to our team. You are always on top of everything. Right away, we ask you a question, you're answering us right away. I really appreciate everything you do, truly.
That's what I'm here for. The team works better when we work together, right?
Exactly.
Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us today in the circle. And remember to check out our other episodes. We apologize for the delay, but if you haven't heard, we've been super, super busy over here at SDRJ. We have so many things on the go and so many exciting things happening. And if you're not already, make sure that you're following us on Facebook at RJ Sudbury, as well as on Instagram at RJ Sudbury as well. And once again, Lucas, thank you so much for being here. And thank you to everyone listening for joining us today in the circle. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.